I always assumed that Mountain Dew Baja Blast was one of those mystery lab sodas that's just so artificial that you couldn't make it at home without a degree in food chemistry and, well, a flavor lab. But then I started digging and I realized maybe, just maybe, you can recreate it at home. And thankfully I was helped along by the channel Mass Spec Everything, which used a mass spectrometer to identify which artificial flavors are being used in the flavors of Baja Blast. So from there, I just said, hey, what if I try to make these flavors using real ingredients instead of artificial ones? And the results, shockingly close. So today, let's make some Baja Blast using stuff you might be able to find at your own grocery store, plus a few tricks I've never tried before to get that characteristic Baja Blast color. So it turns out that the first and most important ingredient in this is actually cherries. Not something I really associate with Baja Blast, but according to the mass spectrometer reading from Mass Spec Everything, cherries are actually apparently one of the main flavoring compounds. So let's extract the flavor from some cherries. So I'm gonna start with about 1 cup or about 150 grams of fresh cherries. I'm just gonna go ahead and wash them, and then I'm gonna cut each one in half, and then I'm gonna remove the pit. Now, if you got one of those cherry pitting tools, awesome, your life is gonna be a lot easier. For me, this took about 4 minutes by hand to do. So to get the flavor out of these cherries, I'm gonna try to use sugar to help get that out. And essentially, the sugar is gonna help draw out the juice and the flavor from the cherries, and that's what we're gonna use to flavor our soda. Now, we're not adding enough sugar to make a jam here. We're really just trying to add a little bit of sugar to help pull out those flavors. So to the cherries, I'm gonna add about half a cup or about 100 grams of granulated sugar, and then I'm gonna lightly mash them up to kind of break down those cell walls. Now, one thing here is definitely don't use a glass cup like I'm using here for this, but I wanted to film this, so yeah. It could have gotten a lot worse. Thankfully, nothing broke here. I'm just gonna mash the cherries up ever so slightly, and then I'm just gonna let this sit so the sugar can do its work and pull the oils out of the cherry. If you're into this kind of content, you should definitely check out my cookbook. It's a recipe book that covers drinks and really goes into the science of how a lot of this stuff is actually made. It comes in this beautiful hardback, and it's a really good gift for somebody who really is into science and where stuff comes from. But also there's a few recipes in there that you can make to really impress your friends, like how to make malted milk from scratch. And actually, my book's on sale right now, so you can order actually directly from me, which really helps me out, using the link in the description below. All right, enough about this. Thank you very much. Let's get back to the recipe. Moving on to the next artificial flavor that's in Baja Blast is, maybe not surprisingly, lemons. And for anybody who's watched any of my other YouTube channels on making Mountain Dew or Sprite, this next part's not gonna seem that unfamiliar. Now, the thing about citrus, as I've mentioned before, is that a lot of the flavor is not actually in the fruit itself, but actually really in the citrus peels. So what I'm gonna do is peel about 3 lemons, and then I'm gonna toss these peels with about 1/2 cup or about 100 grams of sugar. And really wanna make sure that all the peels are coated in sugar. And essentially, it's gonna do the exact same thing as the cherries. Through the process of osmosis, the oils in the peel are gonna leave, and we're gonna end up with a kind of lemony syrup known as an oleosaccharum. Okay, so I'm gonna just, again, put this off to the side and let the sugar do its work. Next, we've got some very unexpected flavors that are in Mountain Dew Baja Blast. However, after thinking about it, I can kind of see that these things are in there, which are basically, we've got some herbs. The first one that's in there is actually basil, of all things. I know, that's kind of weird, right? So I'm just gonna use about a small handful of basil, and I'm just gonna add a little bit, like 1 or 2 tablespoons, or about 10 to 25 grams of granulated sugar. Again, I'm kind of gonna give them a gentle bruise just to kind of break down those cell walls a little bit, and then we're gonna let the sugar extract the oil from the basil. Okay, so now we've got our basil. We have basically one other herb that we need to tackle in there, which is mint. Now mint, I can kind of see. That one seems a little bit more realistic than basil. So for the mint, I'm just gonna use a couple stalks of this as well, and similar to the basil, just pick the leaves off the stems, add a little sugar, crush it up, and we're also just gonna let this one sit off to the side. Okay, so now at this point, these 4 are the main compounds that you can find in Mountain Dew Baja Blast. But I was feeling a little ambitious, and I did something I kind of regret. So I wanted to get a little bit more citrus flavor into this soda, and I happen to have a bunch of dried orange blossoms. So I decided to make a tea out of it. So to actually make the tea, I just added some of the dried orange blossoms and then added some hot water and let this steep for a little bit. And the tea that I ended up with didn't really taste like I expected it to. It kind of had a really more muddy, dark flavor. I was expecting more of a really like bright orange blossom flavor. Didn't really get that. So all in all, I'm gonna say I don't recommend adding this part, but let's continue. So now we have basically all 4 of the main flavor compounds going, and they're all just kind of sitting in sugar, and the sugar's just pulling out the flavors through osmosis. Now we need to give this time so the sugar can do its work. So I let mine sit for about 4 hours, kind of covered and at room temperature. Kind of boring, but it's necessary to be able to really get as much flavor as we can from these things. But returning a few hours later, we can see that we have a very deeply colorful, flavorful liquid from each one of the primary flavor components. And now it's just a matter of kind of combining all of these ingredients together. And the syrup really kind of did have a flavor of something like a Mountain Dew Baja Blast, especially the oils from the lemon and kind of surprising flavor from the cherries. But as you can see, we've got a major problem. And that is that the syrup looks nothing like Baja Blast. It was a reddish brown, kind of looked like a melted cherry popsicle. So my first attempt was to use something called butterfly pea powder, which is kind of a natural blue dye. So I just added a little bit to the syrup and it really barely dissolved, and it added a really weird texture and just kind of turned everything more purple than blue. Definitely not the vibe that I was going for. I was actually at this point feeling very disheartened and was like, I don't know if this is gonna work in the end. Then I remembered something I read in this book from like 5 years ago, and that was about using activated charcoal to remove the color from something. So to do this, all I did was add about 5 to 10 grams, or just basically a few teaspoons of activated charcoal to the syrup. I gave it a good mix, I let it sit. I let mine sit for 10 minutes. I don't know if that's required or not, but that's what I did. And then basically the process is to just pour this through a coffee filter. And basically the activated charcoal is gonna grab onto those larger pigment molecules, but everything else is just kind of gonna flow through the coffee filter. It is a slow and messy process, but on the first pass, we can see that a lot of the color was actually removed. So I just ran it through a second filter, just kind of refine it and clean it up, and look at that. I had an almost colorless syrup and definitely no more red from that cherries. But more importantly, I tasted it and the flavor was still there. Honestly, it really felt like magic. I was very surprised that this worked. Now we're getting really close to the flavor, but we are missing one key thing, which is that it's not really sour. Now, if you think about it, or look at the ingredients label on most sodas, you'll notice that they actually add either citric or phosphoric acid to create kind of a sour flavor. Now we have the citrus flavors, but we really don't have the acidity that we associate with soda. Now you could add it using lemon juice, but I wanted to get that just pure acidic flavor. So I added about 2 to 3 grams of citric acid, which is about half a teaspoon. And I'm also gonna add a little bit more sugar here just to sweeten everything up. And stir that into the syrup, and then at this point, it was really good. It tasted pretty darn close to what you might expect for a Mountain Dew Baja Blast. The cherry really comes through, which I was very surprised about. But of course, we're not done yet. We have something that flavor-wise is correct, but we really need to get that iconic color. But thankfully, now that we have a colorless liquid, we can just add some food coloring. So I added a few drops of the blue food coloring and a single drop of green. I stirred it in, and there it was. That was the unmistakable teal glow of a Mountain Dew Baja Blast. It's making me think of Taco Bell just by looking at it. Okay, so now we have our Mountain Dew syrup, but then how do we get it to be a soda? Well, we're just gonna add a few spoonfuls of the syrup to a glass, and we're gonna add some sparkling water. We're gonna give that a light mix, and basically we've got a soda. Now that we got something that looks like Mountain Dew, let's do a proper taste test and see how it came out. Okay, so how does it taste? Let's give it a shot. Okay, so it doesn't taste exactly like Baja Blast. I gotta say that off the top, just to be honest. The thing is, there's a little bit of an extra plant flavor, which I think is coming from the basil and from the mint that you just don't really have in Baja Blast. It doesn't taste like plant at all. Whereas there's a little bit of like a, basil parsley flavor in there. Let me just take another sip. If you ignore that, I think that Baja Blast has kind of a marshmallow flavor or something creamy. That's in there. I think that I might continue to work on this over time and kind of fine tune this, but for a first go, I think this is actually pretty close. I would say it's about 60%, 67%. But outside of that, I think that's basically it for this week's video. Thank you for watching, and cheers. The mint